time have they afflicted me from my youth. May Israel now say, many a times have they afflicted me from my youth, yet they have not prevailed against me. The plow was plowed upon my back. They made their long furrows. The I am is righteous. He hath cut asunder the cords of the wicked. Let them all be confounded and turned back that hate Zion. And let them be as the grass upon the housetop, which withereth afore it groweth up. Wherewith the mower filleth not his hand, nor he that bindeth sheaves his bosom. Neither do they which go by say, the blessing of the I am be upon you. We bless in the name of the I am. Psalms chapter 129. Deliver me from the hands of evil spirits who have sway over the thoughts of men's hearts, and let them not lead me astray from thee, my God. Establish thou me and my seed, that we go not astray henceforth and forever. Jubilees chapter 12 and verse 20. Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We thank God, we praise God for you, you, and you. And also we thank and praise God for those of you who have been with us since the beginning, and those of you who have been with us here and there's about. And we praise God for those of you who have just subscribed. And also we thank God for those of you that are about to subscribe. And those of you who are just viewing, we thank God for you too. And we're calling those things that are not as though they are. All praises to the Most High. All praises even to the great I am. Yes, yes, yes. We're seeing many great things happen. We're seeing a change, a shift. We're seeing a shift. Not only as it is in heaven, it's going to be here on earth. A shift. A shift to where the prophecies of Daniel just pop before your eyes. A shift that God is causing those who have been downtrodden for so long to rise up. Yes, a shift. What makes a man's heart or a woman's heart want to be so courageous for their people? Because they believe, they see, they're motivated. There's a spirit within them just pushing them. Something that says, we can. Not yes we can, but we can. We're not adding any metaphors in there. We just can do it. That's all. What's making men and women endeavor to bring unity about within their ranks. And to cause people to be more faithful and loyal and watching out for their neighbor. For the one that are struggling the same way they are. But yet the struggle is over. We have to just say the struggle is over, because the fact is God works in the now. Although things are cumulative, God is working in the now. He's working all throughout Africa. He's working throughout the United States. He's getting rid of those who have suppressed and oppressed. Yes, through whatever means they did it, God is getting rid of them. And their days are numbered. Eternity already has it. It can see it. But the days, the rising, the setting of the moon, the rising of the moon to the rising of the sun. Yes. And we thank the Most High for it. For the Most High dwells in darkness. Yes. He doesn't need light. He can dwell in darkness as well as the day. He's not like you, although he created you. He created you to see light so that it might show you the way. But yet he shows you that he can also create beings or animals that can navigate through the night or in absence of light. Some of them can live even in fire. Yes. And some can live in absolute nothing. Yes, our God is awesome. Our God is awesome. Where there is devoid of electricity. You say God is electricity? Not really. God is a spirit. He can dwell anywhere, in any climate, in any place, in any situation, in any circumstance. Yes, he can. and those who service the Most High can also. Yes, we're in the book of Second Chronicles and chapter 7 as you prepare. Second Chronicles and chapter 7. Now, we've talked about the things of Solomon. We talked about how Solomon prayed over Israel, just as we heard and we've read in the book of should I say First Kings. We've read in that book where Solomon prayed. After he built the temple, he prayed. Did God honor his prayer at that time with Solomon's heart being pure? Yes, he did. He prayed. And he prayed. I mean, he's a sincere prayer where he lifted up his hands as he was on his knees, facing the children of Israel. The one was facing the many instead of the many facing the one. As he prayed, he said, "Forgive the sins of thy people, Israel." But yet, that depends on the heart. He can ask forgiveness, but that depends on the heart of the people. He wanted them to be forgiven. And in 2 Chronicles chapter 7, it reads, "Now when Solomon had made an end of praying, the fire came down from heaven and consumed the burnt offering and sacrifices, and the glory of the I Am filled the house." So was it the fire that heard his prayer, or was it by his heart God heard his prayer? Which one was it? And the priest could not enter into the house of the I Am because the glory of the I Am had filled the I Am's house. It filled his house, the house that they've made. He'd come down to visit mankind because the one he has looked to oversee his people, to manage his people. Just like you, whether you're president of a great country or you're just the president of a small country, God have somehow touched the people's heart to choose you, that you might oversee the affairs of the people without bigotry, without jealousy, without malice, without greed, without covetousness. See, you wonder why they covet the things of Burkina Faso. Whereas the leader of Burkina Faso is saying, "I do not covet any man's thing. I don't desire what you have, but I desire to give." Did you not? So I hear in the Greek, love means I give. How many leaders love their people? Yes, you're going to have some messed up folks. You're going to have folks you need to put down. You're going to have folks you need to imprison to keep them out the way. But the fact is, how many leaders give or love their people? See, love don't mean I rub you on the back. Love don't mean I sit up there and caress you. Love means I give you what you need. That's what love means. You love your children. You give them what they need. You give them the attention. You give them the clothes. You give them the house over their back. And when if a man, you got your wife and she's going to give. You give her seed, she come back and give you a life. Born into this world where the both of you have to cultivate and nurture and raise and train and everything else. Till that person can do it for someone else that they have brought into this world. It's not just one by itself. Satan has ran on a campaign to where he tries to get the woman to think that she's doing it all by herself with a child. Woman, that is your folly. When you think you're doing it all by yourself, your choice was when you laid down in that bed. Your choice was when you laid down in that bed and you decided you wanted to copulate or allow this man to copulate with you. Now, whatever foolishness or silliness you did it for, it's not justified in that a life is affected by this thing of your foolishness and silliness. Now you're stuck and you're complaining. You're trying to not even think about it. Now you're trying to figure out how I'm going to get this irresponsible man to care for his child. And some of you have been married, you divorced, but you said, I can make more money through my divorce than I can marriage. But yet who suffers? The child. With your selfishness. And that money would only last until the child reaches 18. And that's it. It's done. It's over. Verse 2, and the priest could not enter the house of the I Am because the glory of the I Am had filled the I Am's house. And when all the children of Israel saw how the fire came down and the glory of the I Am upon the house, they bowed themselves, knowing that this is the same energy. This is the same one. The same fire that was over the temple back in the days of Moses. The same fire. This is the Holy Spirit. Not the same one as you say in the New Testament. I don't know what that is. But the fact is, God is a spirit and God is holy. Not no Trinity was there. Only one. He didn't say he was a Trinity. God has no sons. God is the creator. The I Am is the creator. Tata Nzambi Sanina Nini Heya. Oh, Ya Allah. He is the creator, not a father. There is no woman in his realm as far as that's concerned that he has to copulate with. He destroyed those spirits who he had put over mankind to watch over them, called the Watchers. Well, common sense, but either way, he destroyed them because he said, do not be with the women of mankind, because they were of a masculine nature. They could nurture just as any spirit can. God is a spirit. He's of a masculine nature more so, as we would define it, or as the West have defined it for us, of a masculine nature. Yet God nurtures. He has no gender. We just put that label on the Most High, even in these, what we call sacred writings. And when all the children of Israel saw the fire came down, they bowed their faces upon the pavement and worshiped and praised the I Am, for he is good. His mercy endureth forever. Oh, you just don't know. You cannot stand before the smoke, even the fire, even the presence of the Most High. You cannot stand. You have to get on your knees. There is no way you can stand and sit up there like some of these proud people and begin to analyze. You ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna tell you that now. You not gonna do it. Then the king and all the people offer sacrifices before the I Am, knowing this is the greatest power that inexistent, that ever existed, that will be yesterday, today, and forever. Ain't no Issa's yesterday, today, and forever. Ain't no Yahushua yesterday, today, and forever. Ain't none of them no way, truth, and the life. The law is the way, the truth, and the life. It was spoken by the Most High. But yet they come up with some cockamamie concoction to say that this thing is so, to make you worship a man, which is in violation of the first commandment. Thou shalt not have other gods before me. Meaning if you bow down and you give gifts and you celebrate days, even if you don't do it, just by your admission that he is God and by your bowing down before him and praying to him. Or some of you have come to the great conclusion, he is the middleman. God has no middleman. If his sacrifices of animals and the blood of animals cannot cleanse away sin, how much more blood and sacrifice of a man can cleanse away sin? It is your heart, it is you You offer that sacrifice in thanksgiving and as a memorial that God had forgiven you your sin. When he serps up the blood and the muscle and sinew into the sky, or it ascends in as a smoke, then that's your clue that God have accepted your heart. Come on here. We don't get it. We just don't get it. Has God accepted my heart? This was the sacrifice, was the tangible thing to show that God have accepted your heart. Many today, oh, forgive me, God. Go back out there and do your thing. You wasn't forgiven in the beginning because your heart was nasty, dirty. Verse 4, and the king and all the people offered sacrifices before the I Am. And King Solomon offered a sacrifices of 20 and 2,000 oxen and 120,000 sheep. So the king and all the people dedicated the house. Do you see how God multiplied all that? Your sacrifices ain't even yours. If you can see, a righteous man is not selfish. A righteous woman is not selfish when it comes to the things of the Most. I ain't talking about no tithing to your church or church, whichever you pronounce it. I don't know how you do it in other languages. I wish I could, but I would say that too. But either way, no, it's the fact that you love God. And when you begin to love God, you love his creation. You will give to this creation those that are poor, those that are destitute. These things will happen. Some do it and hate the very God that they read about. Some do it to be seen of men. This is why God sees your heart. He knows your intention. Now, he says now, and the priests waited on their offices, and the Levites also with instruments of music of the I Am. Those priests was tired. Can you imagine all the sacrifices, the wood they had to hew, the things they had to do to bring those sacrifices before the I Am? These people had to really, the Levites really had to labor. And you talking about, there were thousands of Levites, but still, to sacrifice that many, they had to go and corral these animals to slaughter, and then pull the skins off of them and slit them open and split them, not separating them, but split them. And then take some of them, then some of them had to take all the big load out of the camp, and there was a fire outside of the camp at the same time. And they go back and they go forth, and they go back and they go forth, sacrificing unto the Most High, thousands and thousands, laying them upon this pine, according to the book of Jasher. This pine or whatever trees that were available, that were acceptable unto the Most High. Back and forth, labor of love, a labor of faith, a labor of dedication to the Most High. Yes, at this time. And they waited on their officers, and the Levites also with instruments of music. You can't not compare. You have to think sober when you're thinking about this Bible. When you're thinking about the writings, the ancient writings, not all the way from the book of Enoch to the book of, or whatever, not Revelation, but either way, to the last book of the 88 books. Or should I say 68 books or whatever, max 27. Because those are very questionable and very false books of that New Testament. There is no New Testament. That is a concoction of colonizers. But either way, the New Testament never ended. The Old Testament never ended, excuse me. Now, the Levites also, instruments of music, here they are praying and praising God and giving God the glory. Do you know God was even in this, that he had filled their spirits up with praise? You're not your own. You're not in a matrix. That's something somebody else concocted. When God opened your eyes to what I'm telling you and what I'm showing you, you're not in the matrix anymore. You're not in a delusional lifestyle. You're not in a deceitful. God is drawing you to himself to see the real and almighty. Yes. And the Levites also with instruments of music, which King David had made to praise the I Am. He designed music. He learned the harp as a child. So why would not David know how to make instruments that would sound good? which David the king made to praise the I Am, because his mercy endureth forever. You ain't got no grace. You got to have mercy before you have grace. No one on this earth today has grace just by him being or her being born or sitting up in a church with your greasy mouth full of doggone pork chops. There ain't no way. And your blood pressure running crazy because of the chicken that you stuffing down your throat. It's just not pork. The shrimp that you got sitting up there putting worms inside of you that you don't even know, you know not of. These things can live in water. They can live in your gut. So therefore, his mercy endures forever. In order to have mercy, you got to have confidence in God that he is who he is. I ain't getting up no made up thing about no faith. Faith is made up. The stuff they say, you have to have confidence in the Most High. Confidence is made up, but confidence is just an assurance of the abilities of someone or yourself. That's confidence. Now, that's partly the definition. He says, mercy endure forever. When David praised by their ministry and the priests sounded trumpets before them and all Israel stood. This was more people than you can get over there in Washington, D.C. in that big garden. There's a lot of people. And they were all around listening. And the priest sounded the trumpet before them, and all Israel stood. Moreover, Solomon hollowed the middle of the court that was before the house of the I Am. For there he offered burnt offerings and the fat of the peace offering, because of the brazen altar which Solomon had made was not able to receive the burnt offerings. He offered burnt offerings and the fat of the peace offerings. The fat belongs to God. Burn it. Because the brazen altar which Solomon had made was not able to receive the burnt offerings and the meat offerings and the fat. So why? He said he had to burn them in the court. He had the priests hollow the courts to burn before God. And at that same time, Solomon kept the feast 7 days, and all Israel with him in a very great congregation, from the entering in of Hamath unto the river of Egypt. Whew. This was awesome. These people at this point in time had loved their God. This is not even a tip of what's happening in the realm of the Most High, with all the myriads of spirits that are worshiping the Most High at this hour, even in eternity. They will not move until God taps one to go do this and that. Verse 8, and also at the same time Solomon kept the feast 7 days. Okay, we're going to verse 9. And then he says, in the 8th day they made a solemn assembly, for they kept the dedication of the altar 7 days, and the feast 7 days. And on the 23rd day, the 23rd day of the 7th month, he sent people away into their tents, glad and merry in heart, for the goodness that the I Am showed unto David. and to Solomon and to Israel his people. Thus Solomon finished the house of the I Am and the king's house, and all that came into Solomon's heart made to make in the house of the I Am, and in his house he prosperously effected. And the I Am appeared to Solomon by night and said unto him, I have heard thy prayer. God always works through an angel, a spirit. His spirit is like a shield because God is holy. You wouldn't understand that. God never comes to you in person. You will be dead. I have chosen this place to myself for an house of sacrifice. This is what the temple is. An house of sacrifice. Sacrifice of thanksgiving. Literally. Yes. If I shut up heaven and there be no rain, or if I command the locusts to devour the land, and if I send pestilence among my people, if God sends locusts, that's food. Eat it. Might not like it, but eat it. If my people which are called by my name, excuse me, shall humble themselves. You've read this before. Write this down. It's in 2 Chronicles chapter 7 and 14. If my people which are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways. So apparently the prophet quoted what God said unto Solomon. Right? Okay. I will hear from heaven. In the words from heaven, I will hear. It sounds backwards. But he's going to hear from heaven. As he's in heaven, from there he will hear and forgive their sins and will heal their land. He didn't say their bodies. He said the land, that it might give you food, that it might subdue your enemies, that it might cause your enemies to disperse on every side. If my people are called by my name, shall humble themselves. In other words, he's saying, Israel, stop thinking in your own imagination. Because anything else you might think of is of the enemy. The law, statutes, commandments, and ordinances. Thy law have I hid in my heart, that I shall not sin against thee. It's not no pill you take, or no what the New Testament will tell you as far as the Holy Ghost and all this stuff. No. When you hide that word in your heart, yes, they have made it, they got it right for some reason, because they got it from here. It will be in your heart that you might, it's not saying that you're not going to, it says that you might not, that you have a means of resistance. And that is your love for the Most High, the Most Holy. For this you will not worship Jesus Christ. You will not worship Yahushua. You will not worship Yahusha. You will not worship Mary. You will not worship none of these entities and idols that have come across your mind or even across your eyes. Because the word, thou shalt not have any other gods before me. Excuse me. Yes. In verse 15, now mine eyes shall be open and my ears attend unto the prayer that is made in this place. For now have I chosen and sanctified this house, that my name may be here forever, and mine eyes and my heart shall be here perpetually. And as for thee, I will walk before thee. God never walks behind you. He never walks to the side of you. Stop that Christian idolatrous stuff. You follow God. You never lead God, or God is never equal to you to walk beside you. No way. He said, I have chosen and sanctified this house, that my name may be there forever, and mine eyes and mine heart shall be there perpetually. And as for thee, if thou wilt walk before me. In other words, all of this, which he says, is on condition. If you will in eternity keep his commandments, statutes, ordinances, and your children, he's saying that for now I have chosen and sanctified this house, that my name might be here forever, and mine eyes and mine heart shall be there perpetually. And as for thee, if thou wilt walk before me, as David thy father, he's saying to Solomon, walked and do according to all that I have commanded thee, and shall observe my statutes and judgments, then I will establish the throne of thy kingdom according to as I have covenanted with David thy father, and there shall not fail thee a man to be ruler in Israel. But if ye turn away and forsake mine, there's a condition to God's promises. God's love is conditional. Your love is conditional for your children. You just fooled yourself. You got conditions. But if you turn away and forsake my statutes and my commandments, which I have set before you, and shall go to serve other gods and worship them, then I pluck them by the roots out of my land, which I have given them. My land. Who owns the earth? And this house which I have sanctified for my name will I cast out of my sight, and I will make it a proverb and a byword among all nations. And this is what's happening. And this house which is high shall be an astonishment to everyone that passes by. So shall he shall say, why hath the I am done this to this land and unto this house? Look at Tattlerland. It's still there today. Look at the land of Jebus. Look at the house of David. Look at the house. Look at the temple that Solomon built, and that was the temple of Herod or whatever it might have been. They said it was, but it's still the temple of Solomon. Torn down, every stone off. All you can see is the outline of how the land was. And then a lie comes up and say, oh, this is not Jerusalem. That's a lie. The Jerusalem that you see up further east and north is a lie. That's not the Jerusalem that David settled in. That's not Jebus. Who better to know than the inhabitants of the land that have been there ever since it fell? For my name will I cast out of he says now, I have sanctified it for my name. Will I cast out of my sight? I will make it a proverb and a byword of all nations. And this house which is high shall be an astonishment to everyone that passes by. So shall he say, why have the I am done this unto this house? And it shall be answered, because they forsook the I am God of their father. Why are Israel scattered in all West Africa, South Africa, East Africa, all over the place? Because what? They have forsook the I am, the God of their fathers, which brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, and laid hold on other gods and worshiped them. You can call yourself doing it now. Now you can't even get back. You don't know. All over the United States, scattered. Down there in Australia, scattered. Scattered by mixing, scattered by everything. Your women laying with foreign men, and you cannot even get a seed that would be even combined with another seed that was a seed of a man that came out as a woman to bear a pure seed. Can't do it. And lay hold on other gods and worship them and serve them before he had brought all this evil upon them. As I said before, you're going through hell. You're going to go through hell. Torment is what I mean by hell. Right now, God gives you different bouts to fortify yourself, to get yourself right, to ground yourself in the most holy confidence in his abilities. This is why Africa is rising. This is why the United States and South America and all these people, God will put them down. I'm talking about, all the way down in South Africa, God will put these bigoted people down and have his people to rise. He will have this to happen. Now you're saying, how are you going to do that? Watch. Just like you're watching now. Watch. God knows how to stir hearts. He knows how to make one heart fear where he makes one heart confident. God pick us one up and set us one down. Now that you know what it is to be without God, now learn what it is to be with the Most High, with Tata and Zambe, the Ya Allah, even the Heya. Learn. See, the one that the whore of all religions have caused, especially ones in South Africa, it's going to be one of the last frontiers, because they have really embedded a damnable belief system upon them, and they're raised that from children, and it's hard. It's hard for the United States to grasp what's happening. It's those that be of the Most High to grasp what is happening. It's hard. You're not going to grasp it easily. It's like you're just waking up, like the Matrix. You're going to fight until you finally say, this is the way of the Most High. I shall walk in it. And if we do walk in it, we will have peace.
Walk with me.